Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today Celtic are playing St Mirren at home at Celtic Park. And of course, as usual, we will be going over both clubs running into the game, injuries and suspensions, my Celtic lineup, and of course my final score prediction. But this game is very important in my family, probably the second most important I'd say all season, and that is because my grandpa is actually a huge Saints fan. So this game means a lot for bragging rights. But before we get into the video though, please remember to hit that subscribe button if you're not already. We're setting a goal of 500 subscribers before kickoff. I'm sure there are 50 or so of you out there who are not subscribed but watching my videos, so please consider that. But anyways, let's get into the video. So, surprisingly said, this is actually only the third round of the Premiership so far this season, and it seems weird because of all the games Celtic have played. But nonetheless, we are sitting in fourth on the ladder in red-hot form, but only a win and a loss to our name, whereas the Saints are currently in ninth with a loss and a draw to theirs. But heading into the game, Celtic have now won 5 games in a row, their most immaculate performance probably coming most recently against AZ Alkmaar. St Mirren's last win didn't come almost a month ago against Partick Thistle in the League Cup group stage. Obviously, they've played much less games than us, but still, spare a thought for my grandpa. They haven't won in almost a month, and their last loss was a penalties loss to Livingston in the Cup, so they are knocked out of that as well. And as for injuries and suspensions, I'm getting quite sick of saying this, but you know, Chris Julian is still out with that knee injury, something that is really seeming to bug him. But in good news, Ange Postecoglou did say Ryan Christie is in contention for this game. Whether that be starting or off the bench, we'll have to wait and see. But happy days there. In the case of the Saints, well, I couldn't find any injury problems to speak of, but they have got a player suspended, and that is Christian Dennis. He is out of contention, picking up a suspension for violent conduct in their last league game against Hearts. A straight red card that was. Now, as for my Celtic lineup, I'm a bit indecisive about this, you know, because part of me wants to think that Ange will rest some players ahead of Alkmaar, and seeing as they've played so many games, but at the same time, I feel he'll just want to absolutely kill St Mirren in the best way he knows possible with a thrashing. The mind of Ange Postecoglou is hard to read sometimes, but you know, no more talking. This is my lineup. The Sacred Heart in goals, Taylor at left back, Urigide, the new Sheffield Wednesday signing, at left centre back, Welsh at right centre back, and Anthony Ralston at right back. In the midfield, now this may raise eyebrows, Captain Cam at CDM, who is becoming more and more resemblant of Paul McStay with each week. Liam Shaw, the other player who came from Sheffield Wednesday, at centre mid in that number 8 role, and then David Turnbull up at Cam. And as for the left wing, right wing, Kai Ogo on the left and Abada on the right, with French Eddie finishing the team off up at striker. So obviously a few eyebrows will be raised here, and I feel I should explain my decisions. So with Tommy Rogic not in the squad, we all saw how buggered he was against Alkmaar. Well, not during the match, but when he came off, he looked absolutely rorted. He was tired, he was ready to go have a nap. So I feel Ange would want to rest him ahead of this next leg against Alkmaar, bring his magic to that, and I feel against St Mirren he can afford to give Rogic a rest. Now that leads into Shaw's inclusion from me. Now, obviously I could have picked Sorrow or McCarthy, but I've got reasons for that. So, as we've seen recently, Celtic love playing their attacking style of football. They don't really want to sit back, and I feel Sorrow hinders that. No offense to Sorrow, he's a great lad, great player, but I feel that's exactly not what Ange wants to play, so I don't feel Sorrow would start in that capacity. And at the same time, while I'd love to see McCarthy start, I don't feel he's match fit enough. He could not play 70 minutes straight away with the intensity Celtic play and not be hindering the side. So obviously that leaves the perfect opportunity for Shaw to slip into that number 8 role, push Turnbull forward. And well, I'm a big fan of Shaw. I don't have anything against him. I think he's a great asset to the team, and I really would like to see him bred into this Celtic starting 11. Now, my decision for Urigide to play instead of Starfelt, well, as another reason for this is just I feel Angel might want to breed new talent. Obviously, there's a lot of other talent he could breed as well. You've got Dane Murray, you've got Adam Montgomery, who's in a different position, but could start him. But I feel Urhoghide is the most reasonable option. He's been on the bench the last few weeks. And I also feel Ange wants to see what other options are like for centre-back partnerships, seeing as the amount of mistakes Starfelt is making, it's a bit too much for my liking. Obviously, it's not Shane Duffy-like. God forbid it ever gets that bad, but still, it's a bit too many at the moment. I feel in a game where St Mirren aren't going to be attacking us as much, it's going to be a Dundee-like game. I feel Urhoghide is a perfect option to bring in here. And of course, picking odds on Edouard up top. Similar to the Hearts Cup game, I feel Ange wants to give Edouard more confidence, help him reach that levels and the potential he is capable of and that we all know he can hit. But at the same time, he wants to play Kyogo in a position where he won't be hindered. He'll still keep up this devastating form he's in. And that's all there is to it. Obviously, no Ryan Christie. I think he'll come off the bench. I don't think he's ready to start. And it'd be best not to, don't get him back injured again. Now, my final score predictions for this game, considering how poorly St Mirren have been this season, no offence, Grandpa, and the immaculate form Celtic are in, it's just so hard to go past a thrashing. So it's Celtic in an immaculate form, St Mirren in a pretty poor form, add in a packed paradise, and that to me is an absolute recipe for a thrashing. 5-0. I reckon the Hoops will prevail 5-0 in a very Dundee-like game. But that is all from me. However, if you did enjoy the video, remember to hit the subscribe button and get us to our goal. And Grandpa, may the best team win. But until next time, hail, hail.